What's something you tried once and instantly knew it wasn't tea for you? Sales. I do not like convincing people they need things. They can decide for themselves, LOL. If you do not want a phone, that is cool with me. My boss once questioned why I did not try to push an iPhone 14 onto an old man who came in asking for advice on how to use his flip phone. I have always loved that one. The only time I ever had good performance was when I got a lucky streak and the customers came in wanting something already. I worked at a bank right out of college and thought it would be an awesome starter job. Then I learned that banks are essentially credit stores. I was repeatedly reprimanded for not selling more credit. So I tried harder. And I learned the only people who want more credit are those who cannot get it, and the people who can get it do not want more. I quit without notice, and they told me I am on the do not rehire list. I asked them if they could make that industry-wide. I genuinely feel sympathy for anyone who works in a bank. I feel like they thought they were about to work some fancy finance job. But you are essentially a Walmart employee whose only product is credit. Oh, this. My husband passed away unexpectedly in March. Our whole family is just shattered. But you know how it is, people give money in cards, so I went into the bank to deposit some money. The manager was working as a teller for some reason. She spent 10 minutes trying to sell me a credit card while I was trying to deposit this money. I just stood there and stared at her. I finally said, "All I am trying to do today is deposit this money from my husband's death last week." She laughed and said, "Oh, I guess you are not interested in a credit card right now." I worked in sales for a while, and that is what bosses do not understand. If you sell the right product to the customer, they will come back and/or tell their friends that they can trust you. If you start overselling stuff, they will hate you and never come back. I was the only person meeting my yearly objective, and I never pressured anyone to buy anything. And my boss had to criticize me, so she told me I should wear more lipstick. Not selling that iPhone 14 was the right thing to do. I worked in a shoe store as a student, and I was horrible at upselling. People could see the pain on my face whenever I tried to use the upsell lines. The best part was when I had a mystery shopper. My score was abysmal, but all of their comments about me were really great, pleasant, knowledgeable, and so on. So while the rest of the staff were fuming because I brought the store's score down, I was secretly proud of myself because of the comments they made about me personally. Yup, I work at an automotive retail shop, and while we do try to upsell and make recommendations, we do not call bullshit jobs and try to give people a proper estimation of the severity of what we have found. I worked very briefly at Best Buy around 2013 and 2014 and absolutely hated it. The morning huddles were everyone getting hyped up with "let's get that money, make the money." If they are not happy, try to find a way to keep their money. I just felt dirty with that being the attitude. Same. I had a roommate once who seemed like such a sweet and innocent guy. He was 19 and it was his first time living on his own. It was not long before he started leaving poop-smeared underwear on the bathroom floor, using up all my dishes to the point where I had nothing to eat from because he kept them all in his room. When I asked for them, he dumped all the dirty dishes in the kitchen and would not clean them. He did not do laundry. He would wait until he visited his mom once every 2 months so she could wash them for him. He started smelling so bad that I had to put a towel under my bedroom door so the smell would not come in. It was horrific. My partner and I had to tell his parents when they came to visit, and they were mad at us because we were not understanding enough of a 19-year-old and should be patient. We ended up having to evict him. I am a career server and waitress, socially anxious and clumsy as well. I use my entire social battery at work and come home and I'm like, do not talk to me. I do not know how I do it. I work in semi-fine dining now, and on my first day, I broke like 10 wine glasses. They are hanging upside down above where servers pick up their drinks. I am 5'11" and leaned forward and hit my forehead on all the glasses, and they shattered into the ice below the bar. They were pissed. One of the most embarrassing moments of my life. Being able to figure out complex things with unlimited time and resources does not always translate to common sense, efficiency, or thinking of solutions on the fly. I would not say I am blessed in either sense, but I have known some objectively dumb people who were geniuses when it came to remembering orders, keeping track of all their tasks, and doing them in an efficient and logical order. It made me feel the same way, even if I was not bad at any of the jobs per se. Just like when I am in college, why am I not as good as them? I'm a bit of an adventure eater. I will try just about anything. There is one and only one thing I have tried that I will never try again: sea squirt sashimi. Besides the terrible innuendo-filled name, the texture is awful. You have to chew it off the rind, and it tastes like salted asshole. I should have known when the waitress came by, saw my plate, and said, "Oh, is that sea squirt? I am going to stand here and watch you eat it." I gave durian too many chances, laughing my ass off. My first durian experience was a durian cookie. It tasted like vomit. Maybe the cookies had gone bad or were just bad quality. I mean, they were imported to the Netherlands. So in Thailand, I vowed to taste something durian related again. I had a bit of ice cream. Yeah, no, still an absolute vomit taste. People tried to convince me to try it fresh, but since I already do not like sweets with it, I am sure fresh is even more vile. So, no thank you. Thailand can keep their durian. None for me, thanks. And it is not like I am picky either. I was happily munching on silkworms and pig brain in Thailand, but those actually tasted good. I had a similar response to online dating. I met a woman on OkCupid, and we went on a couple of dates. Eventually, we became intimate, and she told me she liked it rough, so I obliged. Long story short, about 2 weeks later, I noticed she would become upset with me if I did not call or text her back quickly. She always wanted a little too much attention, and finally, I felt overwhelmed and creeped out, so I told her I did not want to continue seeing her. She ended up stalking me, and I had to pursue a restraining order. Never again with these apps, ugh. Very early in my career, I was transferred across the country to another branch. I did not know anyone and needed more money, so I took an evening telemarketing job. It involved selling local newspaper subscriptions outside of their usual area. I managed 3 hours. Nobody working there had time to talk, and absolutely nobody wanted a non-local newspaper. I quit, and a week later I received a check for 6 about 10, which I did not cash and kept for years as a reminder to focus on my main career. Jogging. I am in good shape, so it was not solely for health reasons. My dog, who I used to go on long walks with, died mostly of old age. I was not ready to get another dog, so I decided that jogging would be a great hobby. Feeling connected to the neighborhood was a priority for me, as I found myself staying at home a lot with no dog to walk. So I bought decent shoes, did a little research on methods, and started jogging just a few blocks a day at first to get into the groove of my new hobby. Oh my god, I absolutely hated every second of it. There was nothing relaxing or enjoyable about it at all, and I got home every night feeling like I was foolishly making taking a walk punishing rather than fun. About 2 weeks in, I stumbled and fell, scraping my hands up a little. I walked home, put my new shoes in a closet, and never jogged again. I adopted a new dog about a week later. Same but with another guy. I did not go all the way, but enough to know, nope, my body and mind do not work this way. I thought I was bi or pan because I can appreciate attractiveness in anyone, but sexually, no. Straight as can be. It definitely answered some questions though, so it was a good experience. Thankfully, the guy was super cool about it and totally understood where I was at. My early 20s were quite a trip, lol. For me, it is easy to talk or present in front of about 5 to 10 people, and it is also easy to present in front of 50 or more people. But for some reason, in the 15 to 25 person range, I get really nervous. I guess it just falls in the middle between small enough that it is not a big deal and faceless mass audience, which hits the worst of both sides. It is still small enough that everyone is focused and will be asking questions, but big enough to get the nerves going. Teaching middle school. I taught high school for 19 years, moved states, and had to take a middle school position for a year. I instantly realized it was not for me. I thought, they are just a few grades lower, how different can they be? Completely opposite, exactly. I dragged myself into that school so exhausted and irritable every day. I quickly realized that 1 middle schooler with bad behavior equals 5 high schoolers with bad behavior. My humor went right over their heads. The misbehavior itself was a type of misbehavior I am not used to. Also, high schoolers sleep. Middle schoolers scream. High schoolers will sometimes be apathetic. Middle schoolers throw things. High schoolers are developing the capacity to think before they speak. Middle schoolers shout whatever comes to mind. High schoolers bully each other online. Middle schoolers bully each other in person in front of a teacher's face. I have never gotten so many rude comments as I did when I taught middle school. I tried to be a morning person every day for 2 years. I got a job that started early in the morning. Even though I pushed through and got up every morning, I still could barely do it. I was miserable every single day. It is complete nonsense that you can just train yourself to become one. I literally set an alarm to wake up early every day, even on my off days. and it was agony to get up. I am just not wired to be one. I loved cocaine the handful of times I tried it. My ADHD was untreated, and I would finally be able to get stuff done. I stopped when I came home and heard the phone on my alarm ringing. I turned the phone off but still heard the ringing. Then I disassembled my phone and put half of it under my couch cushion and the other half in the freezer, and I could still hear the ringing. That was some modern telecommunication Edgar Allan Poe type stuff. I swore it off for good the next day.